Bias Trading here, and we're going to be going over system goals and yearly review. Um, I'll take you through my kind of performance this year, and also how I'm going to be setting goals for 2023 and how I think you should, in my opinion. So, the 2022 performance. Let's take a short look at how I performed in 2022. Then I'll go through how we may design system goals to increase our chances of achieving realistic and doable goals while avoiding the comfort feedback loop. This year was my best in terms of P&L and consistency. I believe the reasons may surprise you, or may be a story as old as the markets, but I have scaled down a lot and worked on just keeping my rules in control. Let's get into some quick reasons for this and why I was able to make any money this year at all. The why. Last year, my trading progressed a lot faster than I would have thought looking at an average trader's journey. However, I was still not profitable and I was extremely sloppy. I was sloppy in my execution, in my confidence, in my ATM selection, as Lance would say it, in my reaction to the market, in my risk management, in my reflection methods, in my visualization of what a good trade was, and so on. Keep in mind, I did not say discipline. I fully agree discipline is what trading relies on, but I don't believe everyone should just say, get better discipline. This is not a constructive or useful thing to say to any trader, whether you are experienced or not. Have a good think and realize what is discipline for you in your trading. Maybe something similar to mine, or maybe it'll be completely different. But one thing I want you to take away from this video is take the guessing out of trading. If you always question a theory or thoughts you have about your trading, you will always move way faster than if you simply accept conclusions, even when they are logical. So, as every great trader has said, my solution is to size down. This was really frustrating for me, and my frustration levels were extremely high from the beginning through the middle of this year. I was making progress, but it felt like child play. I despised the whole thought of all this effort resulting in just enough money to maybe go out in a trip in town. I mentioned this to only explain that I believe it is acceptable to be irritated when doing the correct things as long as you are doing them. A great way of thinking about this is no one enjoys the first workout, but after time you start to look forward and appreciate the benefits of it even though at the beginning you already knew this would help you. In a similar situation, I looked forward to later knowing that the most I was going to lose on a day was perhaps a meal out or just a bit more, and that I could just focus on other tasks in my spare time, such as backtesting my setups further or investigating new ideas, connecting with new traders, and trying out different markets. Now, how? With the addition of scaling down, I was determined to backtest my setups to the ninth degree and ensure that I was not forcing trades on days when I had no edge. Now, this is sounds like such a simple solution, and I will admit I did steal it from Day Trading Zoo looking at his calendars. But with money out of the picture, I didn't need to be trading at the desk every day. Why would you if you didn't have any edge that day? I had a good start to the year with my first Python scripts running and pulling data monthly so I could keep a pulse on how my setups were performing. However, this year I simply didn't want to know if I had edge. If I had edge on just scanning criteria, I wanted to produce data cheat sheets to help guide me through trade management, entry and exits, so I didn't have to just trade open to close, which my macro edge was built on. I knew I wasn't advanced enough yet to build intraday algos for small caps, as there was a lot of factors to take into play, so I thought data backed decisions seemed the best alternative. I worked on variables I could check during the day to see how my chances of this trade working changed over the day based on the value of a variable or time, such as volume, percentage away from open, for example. This led me to the time of high of day, as I mentioned in my 4-part series, going exactly over how my setup works and how I trade it. 100% recommend that 4-part series. I'm so surprised everyone really seemed to enjoy it, so thank you very much for all the nice comments. Um, Now, this took my trading to the next level as I was no longer spending mental energy and capital trading stocks I had no right trading, and managing my trades except with decisions I knew were supported by median statistics based on similar stocks meeting those variable values. Now, this allowed me to be 90% systematic while retaining some discretion in areas that I couldn't measure, such as maybe tape or subjective hourly slash daily levels. Now, finally, let's have a quick look over my TraderSync stats. So here are my stats. This year, I'm overwhelmed with how well I've done this year compared to last year. Like last year was, I think I was doing all the right things, but at the end of the day, when I was coming to trade, I was just terrible. I was very sloppy. I had no control, and the main part of that, as I mentioned in the previous slide, was I didn't have like data backed decisions to support my confidence in trading. Yes, I did have macro edge. Like even last year, at the end of last year, I had developed ideas of how to code and how to pull data and how to measure data. I'm not terrible with statistics, but I only had a very macro view. I had an open to close view, and I would mess up the trade throughout the day because I wasn't trading open to close. And I still don't believe you have to trade open to close. I think there are better ways to trade. However, no hate to people that do, because I think first off, it teaches you a lot of good lessons and you can be profitable. So that's all that matters at the end of the day. Now, here are most of my general stats from TraderSyncs, in case you are interested. We can see I had a 60% win rate with around 1.9 trades a day. A majority of these were from the beginning of the year, as I was still a bit sloppy in taking some trades I didn't need. Now, I'm very happy with my metric of my biggest loser not being higher than my biggest profit, which was a big thing holding me back last year. Last year, I had a lot of blowouts. Like I would make good money, and then I would just it would just burn all the way um, due to one bad trade like Veru or MRIN. Those definitely taught me some good lessons. And actually, no, sorry, those were even this year. Those still taught me some good lessons. I still wasn't perfect this year. I was way more consistent than last year, but by no means I'm a perfect trader. Um, but yeah, last year there was some stocks that completely blew me out as well. I didn't blow up any accounts, but I did get I did lose lots of profits from it. Additionally, we can see I took a good amount of losses in a row with 9 consecutive losses. However, I would have never expected 17 wins in a row. And I can just say that is 100% just lucky. I know some days I missed red trading days if I was trading my system, but I was away from the computer or I was busy for some reason. But yeah, definitely got a bit lucky on that. I know that's not very repeatable. Now we've gone over my performance, let's get into setting goals for next year and how we can go about it. Now, what is a system goal? Now, I could go into next year saying, fuck it, I want to make 200K and to make up for how small of a year this was because I was trading small size. But I think we all know how likely that would set me on a trajectory of failure due to oversizing or other issues. So how can we set goals that don't detract from our performance? In my opinion, the approach of system goals, which are goals that are reached via repetition of the skill, will lead us to that goal. You've probably heard of this in productivity videos, but let's try to apply this to trading. First, we need to set a trading goal. The easiest would be a P&L goal. So let's take this very surface level goal that I want to make more money in 2023 rather than compared to 2022. Now, if you are going to use another goal, make sure to be setting goals that are specific, measurable, and time based for the year. Otherwise, it can be a bit conflicting if you know you've achieved it or not. Second, we are going to need the why. Explore why this is the goal you're going for, and I recommend asking yourself why 5 times, as you can develop a lot more of a real reason why your reason for doing this goal and the more deepened rooted issue for this goal. Third, we need to understand what is the main skill that will lead us to this goal. For example, if we want to make more money trading, the best way for us to do this is first know, do we have an edge? So let's make sure to backtest your setups. If you need any help with this, I have had the amazing opportunity of helping many traders this year test their ideas, turn their ideas into even algos in some cases, and turn their ideas into statistics so we can clearly see if they have historical edge or not. And I think that is the rooted basis of trading. As Lance was saying, many people focus on psychology first. It's the wrong way around. You need to make sure you have edge, and then you focus on psychology of performing and executing that edge. But first off, you need to know you actually have some edge in the market. Another way you could make more money would be maybe consistently managing your risk or position sizing. Fourth, now that we have a skill that can help us get closer to our goal, we must put it into action. I assume I want to ensure that I maintain my correct position sizing for 50% of the first month of 2023. Yes, this won't suddenly make me more money, but if you could not manage to keep a rule like me in 2021, you need to give yourself a way of gaining momentum and imprinting it into you as a trader. So, as Atomic Habits advises, start with a page. Don't go all out and claim I won't oversize 100% of the time because that's unrealistic. Once we have demonstrated that we can attain 50%, we will then progress to 75% and ultimately 100%. Finally, we must do a review to ensure we are continuing to practice the skill on a weekly and daily basis. If you start with a skill that is either simple or too difficult for you, alter it. However, each skill should be maintained for at least a month, or it will be useless and you won't learn really anything from it. You can track using Trello checklists, Excel, daily habit apps, or any other way that is easiest for you to access on a daily basis. This is very important. You need to make sure you can see it and input into it on a daily basis. Otherwise, you may just end up forgetting about the goal and moving on with your life. Now, leave some comments below with your goals and skills that will take you there. Last kind of reminder for this, I'm still running a free call for until, well, I guess it's going to be 2023 when I release this video. However, it will be running through the beginning of January. The reason I haven't stopped it yet is because just I've been overwhelmed with how many amazing traders there are to speak to, whether that be that have more experience than me, less experience. There's always something you can learn, and hopefully there's something I can always help someone with. So make sure to book one below if you are interested. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed it, please like and share it with anyone else who might be interested.